Well then, these recipes here may explain some things. I wasn't aware that our stonemasons knew how to create prismarine blocks just from using prismarine shards. That is certainly quite interesting and good to know for the future. Nice one, Nicole. We are still in the process of upgrading a myriad of buildings around the colony to level 4, which does include some combat related ones. And in addition to that, I have also set a few new upgrades to be researched within here in the university. These are mainly combat related researches, which should just help us out with our overall defense of the colony. So we have gone for improved swords to unlock the combat academy, alongside improved bows to unlock the archery, and just because we can have a third research at a time, I have gone for feint so that guards take 20% less damage whenever they are fleeing. Those researches will take about an hour or two before they are complete, so whilst they do get on with that, we will move on and help out our builders get on with some of their current builds. Of which they are all definitely doing some different builds each year, which is rather pleasing to see. Definitely a lot of different types, but that does then mean that we will have a lot of items here on the list that we'll need to deal with. Most of the items on the list are stone related, so that is a quick trip out here to our stonemasons to teach them some new recipes. There is a light weighted pressure plate alongside a polished blackstone pressure plate, which are both mechanic based recipes, so we'll quickly head over there. We have a grey bed next, which is a simple sawmill recipe, followed by a grey stained glass block recipe. And all the remaining items on the list are for melons and pumpkins, which I know our farms can certainly handle. They just need to simply grow them first of all. So good. That's then everything that I then need to do for the moment. So with that being said, let's go have some fun. I have an experiment that I want to try out with the ocean monument just in the distance there. So this is going to require me making a pathway that leads all the way out to it. And I can see the first little idiot just floating down there, so we are very close to this thing then. Excellent. Yep, they are also now trying to attack me as well, but I don't think they can reach. Is that the case? Because that would work just to my advantage here. Well, we will get just a little bit closer to it to make this overall process a little bit easier down the line. And we are practically on top of it here, and the Guardians cannot attack us, which is even better. Good. Right, now for the second part of this, which is to see just how far our colony comes out to. So we have a little bit of a distance to go with this, which we will slowly meet as we begin to push back the boundary here with some guard towers. Some Incan style guard towers to be precise, seeing as these buildings are stupidly easy to make. And I'm going to get Mariah to come out and build this for us, seeing as her current guard tower upgrade isn't moving at all here. So I may as well have her being useful for us in some regard. That's Mariah picked up the Incan style guards tower, and we know it's a very simple build for the colony to handle, so we will just allow her to get on with that, which she has already completed for us. So let's see how far back the boundary is then pushed, which is quite significant here actually. Excellent. So we will do the same yet again and just continue expanding towards the ocean monument. Whilst she continues on with that, we will just put in some additional safety measures around here and create a little tunnel for them to build in, just in case those guardians do end up hitting them. At least this way they will be a little bit protected. We are certainly getting a lot closer to the ocean monument now with our colony's boundary. I have set Mariah one further guards tower, which is the closest to the monument. Hopefully that will be enough to push the boundary just over it, but we will see. This could be a rest in peace scenario for Mariah here, depending on how stupid she's going to be with this build. Removing the blocks towards it is probably not a great first start. Nah, Mariah is a good builder after all. She knows exactly what she's doing with these things. This build will probably be about 90% done by now, and will flag off as complete any second. And that was it. Right, perfect Mariah. Please, let's see this be pushed back by quite some margin. Oh, which it certainly has. That's really not too bad at all here actually. How close is this? Just above it. Perfect. Alrighty then. Now on to step 3 of this stupid idea, which is going to involve the use of our good old friend, the shape tool. Basically what I now want to do is create a perimeter around the ocean monument, which according to online is 58 blocks by 58 blocks wide. So if I then take our shape tool and then give it a appropriate length of about 60 blocks, as well as a reasonable height, maybe 10, maybe let's go 15 with this. And then we change this material from gold blocks to sand. We can then get this shape into position here just above the ocean monument, somewhere just very close to here actually, which this will then be one edge of the perimeter around the ocean monument, which should have enough height to reach the bottom of the ocean and still give us a little bit of clearance on the top. I think it's in the middle here, so let's see if Mariah can go ahead with that. There's a new research just made a breakthrough. 900 sand and 900 dirt is no issue at all there, but we will get Mariah then coming out to do that for us. Mariah has moved on to upgrade our sawmill instead. This is the Space Wars Overflow sawmill, which is an important build to get up and upgraded, but not for today it's not. So I will go over to our hut, cancel that work order, then she'll come out here to build us some pointless walls. Oh, did I say the magic W word? Who would have thought that this was actually just another secret wall episode? That's Mariah now got enough items here to start creating the wall, which she has already done a pretty good job of. It is going to be 15 layers high, so this will take her a little while to do here, but not too long with the rate that she's building at. But now that she has started to construct it, I can come to the very edge here, just to see how close that we were to get the entire perimeter of this thing. Which I think we're pretty much spot on actually. So I am more than happy then just establishing yet another wall, this time going in this direction here, until we eventually get the entirety of this thing surrounded. Yup, this other wall piece will sit very nicely right there, so we will also get Mariah coming out to do that for us once we expand out our reach a little bit more here. I think that we will get Ellison coming out here and she will build this for us, seeing as Mariah is a bit busy here at the moment. That's the both of the builders then out here constructing things for us, so we'll get both the wall and the guards tower up and working pretty shortly. The guards tower was just completed and it has pushed back the boundary by a little bit here, so hopefully we will be able to continue on with these sand walls. Indeed we can, and in fact Ellison, seeing as you did do such a good job with the guards tower, and a new child was just born in amongst all of that, so we've completed the challenge Town. Which I have no idea what that means, but it's probably a good thing here, seeing as I reckon that shortly some of our population won't exist. Mariah has just finished off our very first sand wall here and has picked up yet another one just on the edge. So whilst she gets on with that, I'm just going to create a further dirt platform just slightly underneath this one here. I've just noticed that Mariah has started placing down some sandstone alongside dirt underneath all of the sand there, which is because we are then going over a different biome. We must be going into a desert biome over there. The dirt underneath the sand is just a placement block at the moment, which we will be removing to allow the sand to drop down into the water. So it's just a little bit annoying that she's chosen that block to use as the default one, because it does then mean that instead of just dirt, she will request the sandstone in, as she is doing here, and that's just going to lead to further complications down the line. It's a good job that we have 2 quarriers then, creating us a lot of cobblestone for some sand, for that pointless venture. Well, the sand walls are being thrown up pretty quickly here, and I'm pretty happy just allowing the builders to continue on with them. So what I'm going to do is just drink that, and then we will get rid of the dirt here to ensure that this idea is going to be viable, which so far, yes it is. So I will then carefully remove most of the dirt that we have around here for these already established walls, which will flow down to the bottom, and we might need to put a few more layers on top of that, but this is working out not too bad so far. I do see a piece of kelp down there, which I'm pretty sure will interfere with the sand here, so if I just go down and break this very quickly, then we can get the sand coming down into this. Damn, this is some depth to it actually. And yes, Kamari, just hold your patience for a little bit longer. You soon will be going inside of that building to help me clear it out. But for now, maybe try get back up on top. This little section here is going to be rather interesting to do. Hopefully I won't screw it up too much and allow the sand to flow down into it. Yes, give me a second then, Kellen, and I will get the rest of this filled out here. Then we'll get the path back up for you. In fact, look, there you go. No more scaffolding. This cow here is the true MVP of this project here today. Couldn't do it without you there, pal. So we have 3 of the 4 walls now constructed for us, with one of them already submerged. Just one more to go at the back there, which unfortunately we will need to build yet another guards tower to push back the boundary for us to do that. I believe that Ellison is working on this for us at the moment, so whilst she gets on with that, we will get these sand walls submerged down into the ground, and then maybe start building up some of the bits which could maybe use a bit more sand. Ideally, I would like to get these sand walls up to the top of the water here, which is really only another 4 or 5 blocks actually, so that won't really take too long here. Yep. 5 more sand blocks gets us right to the top of this, so we will just continue that all the way around after we get these walls plummeting downwards. Well, that's another wall segment down into the ground, and clearly I have missed some kelp on the bottom here, which is why we have all of these breakages, which is irritating to say the least. But most of the walls are around here now, and we just have a few little things that are going to cause issue. Oh, I didn't realise that the coral fans would cause an issue here. Right, that's better. We will need coral for the colony at some point anyway, so we'll grab some of this as well and just take it back up with us. And that is Ellison just finished off with that guards tower there, which has pushed back the boundary once again, so we definitely have enough room here now to get in the final wall segment. Brilliant. And that is the sand perimeter now complete. That was also an archer just getting absolutely destroyed by a guardian. That's not a great first sign, but we are still slowly trying to improve our guards and archers around the colony so that they can be a bit better prepared than that idiot over there. Well, the battlefield has certainly been set here now, and we have this ocean monument completely surrounded. We will maybe need to do something a bit more fortifying around it to stop our idiots from jumping into the water. I will maybe have a little think about that in the offline here. But soon we will storm this bad boy and we will bring back a lot of Prismarine into the colony. It's all just a matter of time now.